And again, thank you so much for joining us here on Idaho Today. You know, no doubt, Idaho is a great state with so many amazing people. And one of them representing the Gem State on the national level is Miss Idaho. We're joined today by Reagan Yamauchi. She is Miss Idaho 2023. You look stunning, lovely in your blue, and congratulations on your title.
Thank you.
Yes, so we are super excited to have you here in studio. But for those who may not be familiar with Miss America, tell them about the program, because from what I understand in my experience, this is about scholarships, right?
The Miss America organization is largely focused on scholarships, like you said, but a lot of times when people look at me, you can easily remember by looking at my crown.
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way. So you'll see 4 points, front, both sides, and the back, and they each represent something different. So one of them is scholarship, just like you were talking about, which is a really big part of the Miss America organization. The next one is service, so having the opportunity to serve the Gem State and to make sure I'm representing them well. The next one is style, so you obviously do a very good job yourself.
Oh, well, thank you. Stop.
And then the last one is success. And recently they actually just added one, which is sisterhood.
Oh, nice.
And that part's more of a pillar. It's not necessarily going to change the look of the crown. But that way we remember that it's a lot more than about who wears the crown, but more importantly, the relationships we make.
I love that. That's so important. And for those who also may not know the history of Miss America, right? It's been around for a very long time, starting in the 20s as a bathing beauties pageant, and then originally or eventually evolved into the service and scholarship, which it's been for quite a long time. But what inspired you to compete in this program? Because I mean, you've got 2 years of college under your belt, or should I say under your banner, and also you're an athlete, which is super exciting. So what inspired you, though, to compete for the title of Miss Idaho?
There were obviously a lot of different reasons that I chose to participate. Large part of it being a scholarship. It allows people like myself to get through college debt-free, which is huge nowadays.
Yes.
So really big part of it. But I think that along with that, a huge thing that inspired me is, as a college athlete, coming from basketball, which is also different in and of itself, completely different. I was an athlete my whole life. That's what I did growing up. That's what I've always done. That's what I've been known for. Reagan Yamauchi was a basketball player.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we categorize sports or athletes and people that maybe do pageants. So pageantry is over here. And a lot of times they don't do this. And I want to inspire people that no matter what you do, you can be a part of this organization and fit in.
Yes, I love that. It's about being well-rounded, right?
Absolutely.
And I love it when people break stereotype molds, right? And there's been a number of Miss Idahos who've been able to do that over the years, which has been so important. And now, I mean, because we've seen those in military service, now we have an athlete here wearing the crown, which is super exciting. Tell us too about the national stage, right? Because that's going to be coming up at some point in your future. What are you doing to prepare for that?
Miss America, not only am I excited, but the opportunity to meet people and perform on that type of stage is something I'm really looking forward to. And you're always preparing. 100% of the time, it's always at the back of your mind, whether even during a news interview, during different things that we do, it's always somewhere just like, okay, well, preparing now to interview on the Miss America stage, or working on my talent constantly, or making sure I'm out and about so I have things to talk about, you know, as I go and as I make my way there. And ultimately, it becomes part of your lifestyle. And I think that's what the Miss America organization really tries to promote, is making a better way of life for everyone that participates for the rest of their life.
Yeah, you know, it's about the personal development, right? And it's not only about learning skills that may lead you to wear the Miss America crown, but giving you skills to be successful wherever you're at on your journey throughout life, right? Being the best you that you possibly can be, I think, is so important. And then also, too, you had mentioned performing on a national stage. So what will you be performing? What is your talent?
At Miss Idaho, I played Fantasy Impromptu by Frédéric Chopin on the piano, so it's a classical piece.
Yes.
And the part that I love that a lot of people don't know about the song is that the right hand plays 16 notes per measure, so it's really fast, and the left hand plays 12, so they never actually play together. They're both playing their own song.
Wow, okay, that's like some double focus, my goodness. All right, and if someone's watching right now, they're interested in the Miss Idaho program, right? Because there's locals, so for those who aren't familiar, you compete in the local, you win your local, then you go to the state level, you compete statewide, then you get your crown, and then you go to Miss America. So there's steps and there's multiple ways for you to earn scholarships along the way, in addition to representing the state, just like Miss Idaho right here, and then you go to Miss America. But for those who are interested, maybe for scholastic reasons, maybe for personal growth reasons, or they just want to know a little bit more because they're curious, because they want to watch you on the national stage, where do they go for more information?
The best place to go is to the Miss Idaho website. You feel free to direct message me on any of my social media platforms because I want to talk to you about it. I'm obviously very passionate about it. It's
Yes.
something that I love to talk about. So any questions can be redirected to me, or you can find on the page.
Wonderful. And then too, you go around and you do public speaking and personal appearances. So people can book her, by the way, if you're watching, you're like, I want her to come to my school. Well, let's get Reagan super busy so she's extra prepared for nationals to go to Miss America, and you never know, you just might bring home that national crown. So such a pleasure to meet you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah, I know you're going to do amazing. All right, everyone, stick around because coming up after the break, we'll be checking in with the Albertsons Boise Open to find out about all the amazing ways you can enjoy the fun. So stick around.